Hello, dear students. My name is Khmelnytskaya Alice Mikhailовna, and today we start our lecture about education, science, engineering, and technology. Last lecture, we talked about value and creativity. We talked cognition, creativity, and it's very important for us because if you don't have creativity or you don't have value, you need more for education and science. And let's start our lecture. Plan our lecture was philosophy and science, philosophy of education, philosophy of engineering and technology. Philosophy is a type of spiritual activity, a form of social cognitions and rationality. In elementary, general theme raises and revolutions fundamental worldview, question about the world, about person in and his place in this world. Philosophy problem. If you talked about word, you need answer the question about what is a piece, is being matter of cognitions. If you talked about knowledge of the word, your question was, is the word cognizable? What is truth? If you talked about person, you talked about man's place in the world, human and society. The main direction of philosophy, what comes first? Matter of cognitions. It means materialism or idealism. It's very important because one first talked about the first what you earth and what you around of you and matter. If you talked about idealism, you talked about mind. Do we know the word? It's the optimism, skepticism, and agnosticism. What's the meaning of human existence? Philosophy of life, existentialism, philosophical anthropology, and another. Science is a form of social cognitions, a type of spiritual activity, the purpose of which is to obtain, systematize, and transcript knowledge about the world and provide her ability. Science, a form of spiritual activity of people or mind, achieves its main goal and main result. Obtain sustains, systematize new knowledge, concept law, theories about nature, society, and man. Philosophy of science is the reality independent branch of philosophical knowledge, the subject of which is scientific and cognitive activity, structure, means, and methods of scientific knowledge, problem of its development. The main problem of the philosophy of science, their functions of science in society, analysis, cognitive structure, actions, form, and scientific knowledge, understanding their interaction and philosophical and science, methods of science, methodology of knowledge, intellectual culture. Science, what is it? Science is a social instruction with its own structure and function. A system of organization as they generate independent of knowledge. Spiritual industry, scientific research system, experimental design research, a special system of knowledge, view, concept, theories, and system. Mind products is concept, law, theories. The main problem of philosophy of science is the structure of science in society, analysis, cognitive structure, action, form, scientific knowledge, understanding the interaction of philosophy and science, methodology of science of knowledge, intellectual culture, basic function of society. Cognition, theoretical, is an into essence of real phenomena. practical, effective, practical in the transformative activities of a person's society. If you talked about cognitive, it's a fundamental science. If you talk practical, effective, you talked about applied science. The fundamentation of science in society is cognitive, worldview, ideological, communicative, culturological, humanitic. Cognition is a process of purposeful, active reflection of reality in the human mind. In the process of life, a person performs two types of cognition action, learns of the world around him directly. That's it discovers something new, either for item of humanity. Learns of the world around him through the result of cognition's activity of other generation, read books, studies, watch movies, gets involved in type material or spiritual culture. Formation of science. Science is the modern science of the world from the 17th and 18th century. Works in astronomy, physics, mathematics appears. Methods of obligation and experiments are being developed. In the future, the importance of science increases. It's a penetration into technology began. Development of science. Competitive development of science. 20th century, big science is a sphere of scientific and scientific technical activity, theoretical and applied research and development. It's the scientific work, professions, research activities, social and cultural tradition, science, social institute. Thank you very much. And we talked about this theme in the next lecture. Now we stop.